Okay, so a common question that people are asking online and on YouTube is how to choose a topic for your YouTube channel, for your YouTube videos. This is my area of expertise. I know this inside and out, so I'm happy to share that with you and actually take you through this process so that you'll get results on YouTube. So we've been talking a lot, and you love the word wellness and you love the word impact. As far as turning that into videos, I mean, if you follow my aggressive strategy of launching 5 episodes or more per week, that's 260 episodes in a year. Have you thought about what that content might look like, the type of videos you want to create? I mean, how do you, is it teaching people how to make smoothies, or is it talking to people about emotion? I mean, what have been your visions of that?
My visions. I like things to be very organized. So I always thought of, okay, 1 month or 1 week I'll focus on just smoothies. The second week I'll focus on just juices. The third week, why the difference between both, and kind of give it a beginning, middle, and end to every month and every series. And I love wellness, and wellness means so much, right? It means like mind, health, soul, everything. So it's a lot to tackle in just one video. So I love the idea of focusing on one category before I move on to the next. And that's how I have it in my head.
Okay, so some advice that I have on that is, I'm a lot the same way. I'll share with you a tree analogy, and I'll introduce you to keyword research. In a future episode, we're actually going to do the keyword research together. Okay. The reason I want to introduce it now is you can actually find questions that people are asking. So if people ask a question about smoothies or about, carrot juice or something, you can just make an episode to specifically answer that question, and it actually makes it easy. The way that you've described it, okay, this week's going to be about smoothies, the next week will be about juice, and then we'll talk about this. That's how our brains think. If we are creating a course, that's what people expect. It's like, okay, well, if I'm going to go through a whole curriculum, let's start here, that's step 1, then we'll go to step 2. On YouTube, people are going to be finding random episodes. They're not going to be watching things in order in most cases. And to pull in traffic, because right now there's people all around the world searching for your expertise, but they just don't know you exist. So they're asking questions about smoothies and juice and wellness and health and fitness, but they don't know about you. So if you make videos that answer their questions, then even if you've got a whole series of videos, their question might be clear up, video 56, and so they might jump to that one, and that like, oh yeah, this was really helpful. Another person's coming in here at video 40, another person up here at 120. You don't really need to worry too much about having a whole series or sequence of videos. You can, in fact, today we're filming a series. We're filming a series about how to launch on YouTube. I know that people are going to enter this series at different places, but I am organizing it into a sequence as a playlist so that people can go progressively through it. But in most cases, that's not how people watch YouTube. So does that help a little bit?
It does help a lot, actually. It's a relief to know there's a tool, because that's a fear of mine also. What if I run out of ideas? So what if I run out of topics? So knowing there's a tool to see the need of people, and it makes it so much easier for you as a creator.
So let me share just a quick visual. Picture a tree that's got a broad trunk, goes up into branches, and then there's leaves, right? The leaves represent the questions, the very specific questions people are asking about smoothies. So instead of just, green smoothies are awesome episode, or the benefits of smoothies, it would be something specific like how to make a tasty smoothie using beets. Because maybe people I just made that up, but, or, how much carrot juice should I drink every day? Or how much celery juice? Or, so the real specific questions, those are the leaves.
Okay.
But we don't know what are the real questions people are asking. So in our minds, our job is to figure out, okay, what are all the branches? What are all my areas of expertise? Okay, well, I love carrot juice, I love beet juice, I love onion juice, not really. And I love this type of exercise, or I like this type of meditation, or whatever. And then you use a tool to find out what the leaves are. You don't have to worry so much about picking the exact topic. So in a future episode, we're going to do a topic brainstorm and figure out all the different branches, the areas of expertise that you have. And then we'll dive in and we'll use an amazing tool. It used to be a whole series of tools, but now I found one that's the one tool to rule them all. That you type in the branch topics, your categories, and it just tells you all these questions. So it finds all the leaves for you. You don't really need to do them in sequence. You'll just find the questions, the ones that are most exciting to you right now. The other disadvantage is if you do a whole week or a whole month on this topic, and then a whole week or a whole month on this topic, you're pulling in people that are interested in one topic, but then you're shifting directions. So it might be good if somebody comes to your channel for smoothies, that every so often they're getting another smoothie episode, so that does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it and the branding of your channel isn't necessarily going to be, smoothies. It's going to be wellness. And so if you're talking about smoothies, or you're talking about juice, or you're talking about, mindfulness or whatnot, it's all going to relate to the main topic of your channel.
Perfect. So it's best to just look at one big tree and focus on that one big tree and sort of like pick up the leaves and instead of what I had in mind, right?
Right.
That's what I'm getting at.
Just having the clarity and starting out with the branding of, okay, this is me, I am Karen, and I am about wellness. Then you're not put into a niche just about juice or just about smoothie, and then think, well, what if I make a video over here? Because if you kind of iron out what your brand is about. So, I mean, in a previous video, we had a whole lot of things, from books to podcasts to organization of your fridge and cabinets. Sounds like these are all different topics that you're passionate about. So you'd like to somehow fit all of these into your YouTube channel?
Hopefully,
or
if it's a good idea. I think I have to explore and see what, or maybe narrow it down to 3, so it's not all over the place.
It's kind of up to you. I mean, let's say we were to, one is relationships. Okay, if relationships could be a tree all of its own, meaning you could have a whole separate YouTube channel just about relationships, and then a different channel that's all about wellness and health. You could do that, but now you've got 2 channels and you've got 50% of your energy here, 50% of your energy there. And it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time to build that momentum. And so if you've got split focus, it's going to be less likely that either one of them succeed versus, I'm going to put all my energy right here. And it's, let's just use this example of relationships, the mother-daughter dynamic, sister-to-sister dynamic, how not to flirt, I like that. Cute ways of getting those digits. How to move on, like Speedy Gonzalez. Okay, so there's some fun topics there that you could make videos about.
Now, what do you think? I'm not an expert on this subject.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just studying my own path, and I'm talking out of my own experience. So it's more like a personal blog type of thing.
That's the goals. We want your brand and your messaging to be all-inclusive of what you're going to film. I mean, if we were to film for several months on wellness, which is a broader category, but then you were to transition and go into relationships, people are going to like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know this was a relationship channel. I thought it was wellness. So maybe the category is broader than wellness. If it's joy, joyful life or something like that. And for you, joyful life means wellness and relationships. And so... Because
for me, it's like wellness is having a balance between every single area of your life, and that's every single one of those things. It's your home, your environment, the relationships that you have, how you eat, how you think, what you watch, it's so many things. Are you happy with your job?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that means wellness. For some people,
wellness
is just food.
Well, yeah, that's what I think of it. I think of wellness more on the nutrition side of it.
So it's maybe changing the subject, changing the title, or changing the name.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if you like to use the word wellness, just defining that, and maybe even on your channel banner, it says wellness equals nutrition plus relationships plus, so just by kind of defining what wellness means to you, that sets the stage for branding. So when somebody comes to your channel, it's all it's all a fit. And then because you're passionate about some of these things, these are some of the ones that have the most detail in your titles or your topics. So, maybe Monday is an episode about juice, Tuesday's an episode about smoothies, Wednesday's an episode about, relationships but they all fit into your overall definition of wellness. So my definite preference, my default is to recommend one YouTube channel, and if you can find a way of incorporating all your passions into one, that is definitely what I recommend. Okay, so in the next episode, we're going to talk about channel name and what. I have a bias, but I want to see what your thoughts are, so we'll talk about that in the next episode.